Welcome to the Women of Influence program. I hope you remember, in the last episode, I said that this space is all about healing, rising, and influencing your space as a woman. And I also emphasized on the fact that this is a journey. I'm going to go with you every step of the way. So you have someone to hold your hand all through this journey. So on today's episode, we'll be talking about something very profound and a very, very popular topic that can really, that so many people can really identify themselves with. And that is the wounded woman. Remember, healing is the very first step. You can't heal what you don't know. And so that is why I'm here to bring to your notice what it looks like to be wounded. This is going to be a very sensitive session, and I'm sorry to any lady or woman out there, or anybody really, that might get triggered through this episode. I want you to stay put with me right until the very end, because in this particular episode, I'm going to be letting you know things that might have happened in your life that you never really paid attention to, but affected you in the long run. So, if you really want to find out about this, I want you to also hit the subscribe button, like, and comment. You can tell me what that traumatic experience is for you. It can be a childhood trauma, or a relationship trauma, toxic relationship, or toxic friendship. Anything, just put it down in the comment section. But if you feel that you still want to share, because I'm just here to hold your hand through every step of the way. So if you feel like you still want to share, but you don't want your name to be attached with it, because when you put it in the comment section, people might find out, you can send me a DM on Instagram. My link is going to be in the description box at Women of Influence, WIA. You'll find me there. So just check the description box. You're going to see the link, because I really do want to hear your story. Not because I just want to hear it, but they say a problem shared is a problem solved. So many of you have been bottling up that emotion, thinking that it will fade away. But I'm here to announce to you that it won't fade away by your avoidance. Instead, it will hide. But guess what? You don't have to wait until it manifests before you know that you have it in there. Because one sure way that it can manifest is through triggers. So let's dive right into the things that can cause wounds in your soul, in your heart. You might have experienced this thing, as I said earlier, and you really swept it under the rug. You didn't really pay attention to it. But the effect is there, and you will see it very soon with me. So what are the things that can cause wounds within you and affect your life in the long run? The first one is betrayed trust. Betrayed trust. So I'm going to link this with betrayal, and then, to be specific, betrayed trust. No man is an island, right? No man is an island. So one way or the other, you must have a relation with another person. But another very, very humane fact is that nobody is perfect. And so in relating with people, you might have experienced people that shattered your trust. I'll give a very vivid example. So maybe you believed that this particular person, this your friend, cannot do this to you, cannot gossip about you to another person. Yeah, a lot of ladies have experienced this one, right? But then you find out, oh my goodness, I heard this thing I told my friend, Jane, in the mouth of another person. But I clearly told Jane that I do not want this word out. That is a betrayed trust. And now when this happens over and over and over again, you stop trusting people, or start becoming very suspicious of people, and you can decide to lock up and put that shield not to let anybody into your space anymore. And although you might have people around that you talk to, but you really don't confide in anyone, no matter the problem or the excitement or the experience you have in your life, simply because you don't trust people anymore. Why? Your trust has been betrayed times without number. The second point is unattended desire from the people you love. The second point is unattended desire by the people you love. Yes, this can start from childhood days down to adult years. Where as a child, the people you grew up with, let's say your parents, you were very vulnerable with them. And so I'm going to give a very vivid example. You see this thing where they say the last born has most of the attention, and then the middle child somehow is neglected. So let's say you are the middle child. And then at some point when you were the last born, yes, you received the attention of everybody. But then let's say the space between yourself and the next child wasn't much. Like a year. Let's say a year and a half. Now this other child shows up and begins to take all the attention. So the first child takes the first share of attention, and then the last child takes the most share of attention, but you are stuck in the middle and you're wondering why. So your parents will always get the last born very beautiful gifts, let their offenses easily slide, but for you it looks like you're always that person that people are picking on, even at home. Your desires are not met. Let's say your other sibling would ask for something. Oh, mommy, I want this, I want that, I want a bag. And your mother will gladly get a bag for your sibling. But when you go to your mother and say, oh, mommy, I want a bag, your mom will be like, go back and study. You're a university student, or you're about to take your WIEC, so you should be studying harder. And you're wondering why. So if this has happened over and over again, you realize that your desires are left intentionally unattended. Now, this can graduate into your relationship with other people. And so this becomes a pattern. And you realize that, for example, in your workspace, as a result of these things that happened during your childhood years, that you really did not pay attention to. But then you see that in your work environment, let's say your boss asks for a volunteer to bring up their project, which is very beautiful, so that they can pick one, or a volunteer to make a work presentation in another company. And then someone raises their hand up and you raise your hand up too. Automatically, you put your hand down. Why? Because you feel like you will not be chosen. Your needs, your desires are not being met. Your needs, your desires will never be met as you've grown up with. So you decide, oh, it can't be me. They can't pick me. They'll have to pick the other person. I just know it. That there is a problem most of the time. The next point is deceit. If you've experienced deceit countless number of times, just like with the betrayal, you really will stop letting people into your space. Now, deceit can come in so many ways. Somebody can come and be like, oh, I really do like you. You are so friendly. You're so beautiful. I love the way you smile. Right? But then you hear from another person that this same person that came to you gushing over your beauty went behind your back to say, she's not even that beautiful. She just likes wearing too much makeup. If she removes the makeup, then you're going to really see that she's not beautiful. By the way, her character stinks. And then you're wondering, I did not ask you to come and tell me that I'm beautiful. You personally came and you gushed over my beauty, but now you're going behind my back to say trash about me. That is so deceitful. And because of that, you will find it hard to let people into your space. You'll even find it hard to see people as genuine. Yes, I'm going to link this to the next point, which is you project the state of your inner self. Remember, you are wounded. So a broken mirror can never, ever show the full face of the person standing in front of it without the cracks. So you're broken inside, so whatever you mirror or you see on the outside will certainly be broken. And so when people come up to you, really nice, genuinely nice people, you find it hard to believe that they are really nice. You just feel like it's just the front. This takes me to the next point, which is expecting betrayal or abandonment. If you're the kind of person that is always anticipating, waiting for, I said it, I knew that this person was not nice, I just knew it. I'm going to tell you something. This is one that I've seen on the social media platform over and over and over again. So when I see a very nice video, maybe on TikTok or Instagram, whatever social media platform, very nice couple enjoying themselves and sharing the memories, I go through the comments and I see something like, he will still cheat on you. What? I do not understand. What do you mean by he will still cheat on you? Forget about that thing. She has another person. You are not the only one. This is not your relationship. But you don't even know what is happening in the other person's relationship. But you just assumed they will still cheat on you. He will still leave you, no matter how beautiful you are, no matter how supportive you are. Why? Because you are broken or wounded from within. And so somehow you keep expecting that the front you've perceived in your mind will fall off. Some people are really nice. Some people are genuinely caring. Not everybody wants to eat you out or make you feel bad. Not everybody is out there to hurt you. So give yourself some time to laugh. But I'm not going to rush it, because by the time we're done with all these episodes on the wounded woman, you certainly will know how to come out of this and how to love and embrace love. Another very profound reason why people are hurt is because of abuse. Yeah. All forms of abuse. Physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse. Now, this must have been touched in the other points that I've given. But let me go to emotional abuse. Emotional abuse also has to do with, narcissism and manipulation. And you get so manipulated in such a way that you don't even trust what you feel. When you go to your partner, let's say your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband or wife, or your friend, and you tell them, this is how you made me feel. Every time they somehow have a way of making you feel like you were overreacting, or what you were feeling is not valid, or what you are feeling is not valid. Now, when this happens over and over again, you'll begin to even doubt your feeling. There used to be a time when I used to tell myself, I cannot be angry. I had this strict guard and rule over myself. So someone can really do something that hurts me so bad, and I feel angry, but somehow I tell myself I should not be angry. Why? Anger is an emotion. I should be free enough to feel the emotion, but not for a long time. And I must ensure that I don't do anything crazy during that emotional feel. But then I used to tell myself, I can't be angry. Why am I angry? So sometimes I really do want to frown because I'm angry, but I'm like, no, I can't frown. I need to smile. This is not good. You might think that, yeah, it's nice, it's good. I was just masking my true emotions then because I didn't want to offend the other person or make the other person think like, so that's not in there, you are angry. Where is that coming from? Wounds. So when you begin to analyze these things and look into your life, you realize that there are a lot of things that you do that you think is normal. But when you trace the roots, something happened that made you become like that. We have physical abuse. It can make you not to love your body anymore because probably there are so many scars. Some people now even literally see beating as a sign of love. If you are someone here and you see it's someone using you as a punch bag, as a sign of love, I'm here to let you know that it is not a sign of love. It is not a sign of love. It is not a sign of love. Okay? Now let's leave that. The last on my list is constant comparison. You'll find out that you keep comparing yourself with the other people around you. No matter how much you have, no matter how much you've acquired, you still cannot stop comparing yourself with the next person out there, with the next person. Like, I have a bag, but I don't have this other person's kind of bag. Maybe that might be I missed it. The last point is constant comparison. Now, what do I mean? If you grew up in an environment where you were constantly being compared with your siblings, with your friends, your mom will tell you, don't you see Ajua? Don't you see Jane? Jane is always obedient. Jane always cleans the house before her mother wakes up. You know how her African mothers can exaggerate. She wakes up by 3 a.m. and by the time her mother is up, the house is clean, breakfast is ready, lunch is ready, dinner. So you see, it might be harmless. It might be just to push you to be more active. But the truth is, if this becomes the order of the day, it will help to make you to begin to also compare yourself with other people, even as an adult. And somehow, you don't think that you are good enough, you are perfect enough, you are okay enough. You just feel like there's still someone out there who is doing it better than you. And it's fine. Everybody has their pace. But then you feel that need to want to, fight, to compete when there is nothing to compete for. So, if you've seen yourself in any of these experiences before, and you've really not sat down to address these experiences that you've experienced, right? This is a time for you to sit and reflect. Begin to link them to something that happened. Now, it doesn't mean that every of the character I mentioned here must be linked to a hurt or a trauma or something, but you will know when you sit down and you begin to think, why do I do this? You might see that, this particular event happened, and ever since this event happened, I began to think like this. I began to act like this. Right. Now, this is all for this episode. On the next episode, I'm going to let you know the traits and the things that you can look in your life or see in your life and know that this is coming from hurt. This is coming from triggers. This is coming from a trauma that I have experienced before. So if you want to know that, I want you to stay tuned for the next episode. But then I want to say thank you so much for staying with me all through this end. If you have anything to share, the comments section is wide open. My DM is just open. My email is open for you to send any message, anything you would like to share, because we need more whole women in our society today. This is Ella. Stay tuned.